or if they were working with a team and now they're managing those people,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know?
you mean that now your former peers?
Yeah.
So there's two things. One, make sure they really want to do it.
Yeah.
I think we tend to. There's a great book out there by Julie Winkle Giulioni talking about promotions or so yesterday. Our go-to internally is, well, David, if you do X, Y, Z, you can be promoted. You know, and what if you look at leadership and you're like, I look what you're going through. I don't want to do that. I want to get into more marketing data analytics. So we talk about it in our coaching framework. The M, the motivator, is where do they want to go? Not where you want them to go.
Yeah.
And do you know? Typically, when we start with companies, over 90% of leaders have no idea what their employees' motivator are. When they have the conversation, we don't even get below 70% because most of them will say, well, I don't know, which means someone hasn't asked in a while. And so we go back to three questions. What do you love about what you're currently doing? What do you like? What do you dislike? If you had your way and you had a destination void of the job existing, what would you love to be doing? Oh, I'd love to do more presentations. Oh, walk me through that. All of a sudden, they're an accountant.
Yeah.
Why presentations? You're an accountant. That's awesome. And I praise them. I want them to be so honest. They go, I like to do financial strategy presentations. Oh, why aren't you doing that? I haven't been given an opportunity. I said, well, what if you were? And sometimes as an outsider, I'll even orchestrate those things. So I think a lot of times with career paths, one, make sure they want to go into leadership. Number two, practice conversations of conflict.
Yep.
Practice giving feedback to peers from a positive standpoint, but ultimately have structured what we call peer-to-peer coaching networks.
Yeah.
Where we go into companies, people who say, I want to be a future leader, we're going to give you that glimpse. And so, what is it? 62% of our leaders in the next 5 years are going to be first-time managers. So then it begs the question. I'll give you a great story at Monsanto, now Bayer Science. I had a young lady, 27. She gets a promotion. The guy who goes for the promotion is 54. He's on her team. She calls me. She goes, I got to get this guy to buy in. I said, there's not a chance in hell this guy's buying into anything you say. And she goes, how has he been to you? She goes, he's distant. Well, I want to buy in. You know, he could be a partner. I said, he's going to shut down on you. I said, change the conversation. She goes, what do you mean? I said, I'm going to teach you something called the spotlight. And this is one of the techniques we teach for coaching former peers. She sits him down. She goes, Bob, boy, that spotlight's going to be bright on you and I, isn't it? And he's going to be like, what are you talking about? Well, you know, just I got the job and I know you went for it, Bob. Whether I should have gotten the job or not, I don't know. But boy, people are going to be watching us. Yeah, I'm not following what you're saying. So instead of trying to win her over, which he would have pushed back, hey, you're the boss. He said, I'm not following. He said, somebody is going to ask me inevitably, what's it been like to work with you? And there isn't a person in this world who thinks we're going to work well together. Yet I'm wondering out loud if we did, what that might do for you when the next promotion opportunity comes up. Huh. And so instead of charging, she's planting seeds, no pun intended. The guy goes, I haven't thought of that. And I said, yeah, you should give that some thought. They had the greatest working relationship for 18 months. He ended up retiring. But he said, I have never enjoyed working, because he then started to protect her. Now, does it always work like that? No. The other part is when you have peers, is to sit down. If you were my peer and I got the job, I might say, David, this is an awkward thing. We're in a precarious situation. Yeah. What can I do to make this transition comfortable for you? And what would you like from me to make it, or what I could do to make it comfortable? And I'd love to share with you some of my thoughts. So we're viewed as a united front going forward.
Right.
Most of the time they'll avoid it. Then that person who doesn't get the job acts up. Now they got to coach them, or they got to discipline them. They're uncomfortable. Our friendship. Well, I don't want our relationship to change. Your relationship's going to change. You're the boss.
Yep.
Take whether right or wrong, but don't apologize for the promotion.
Right.
Your friend doesn't want you to apologize. They're just struggling emotionally with that. They didn't get it. So they're now transferring it to the reasons. I don't know if Tim should have gotten the promotion. I should have. And that's where you have to practice those conversations. So we teach about 4 or 5 types of conversations like that. But we tell people 2 to 3 years before they become leaders. And I'm not talking your emerging leader program. I'm talking practice conversation conflict. Practice a conversation with a peer with a negative attitude. Practice going up to the water cooler where people are criticizing the president's new decision. Practice having those conversations and you'll be a lot more equipped. Or we'll have some people say, this is taxing. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
My daughter is at Cornell University right now and she has an intern. She ends up telling me, I said, oh, all those years you didn't want to listen to me now, huh? She goes, oh my gosh, Dad, I couldn't believe what was being said. I said, oh, it gets worse.
Yeah.
People are
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, absolutely.